Hey everyone. So today I just wanted to kind of show off my build, make a quick build video. This is an extremely fast mapper. I think we will showcase it. I'll just take this tier 16 map, and we have this node. It is +2, so irradiated and corrupted. So this is going to be level 82 enemies. And I'll just quickly showcase this. I don't think I will full clear it. Just a quick demonstration. I did go in without 2 of my gems, just so that if your gear isn't as good as mine, you know, this is what you should expect, right? I think it's fairly budget friendly, except for the ingenuity. I will show an alternative build method without using that. And yeah, let's just quickly, let's go this way. Those delirium monsters, they spawn with like 2 seconds of invincibility, kind of annoying, but what can you do? So they just kind of spawn and then push you for like 3 seconds. Lots of fun. But yeah, you can see just how insane this is. This is tier 16 +2. And just everything disintegrates. Again, I am not using all 6 of my gems, so the damage could be even higher. What I will say is this is not a boss killer unless you are at the very high end. You have lots of divines to invest. If you want this build to kill bosses, you are going to need... I guess I'll pick this stuff up. If you want to kill bosses, you are going to need the unique mana flask, just because mana is HP with this build, and we use a lot of mana. So when we can't sustain getting mana from killing enemies, like when we're fighting bosses, it just, it doesn't work. I would like to showcase the breach, if we can find it. I didn't want to do the entire map, but it looks like we have a simulacrum boss, or a delirium monster, I should say. A delirium boss. Alright, not too bad. He kind of jumped on me, I got a little scared. That could have been a little bit faster. Again, this is tier 16 +2, so level 82 enemies. Doesn't get higher than that. And, oh, okay, here we have the breach, so we'll do this. And then I'll pick up this stuff later. I won't, probably not the best map for breach. I probably could have scaled myself down even more. I left about 1/3 of my damage on the table. What I mean by that is, by taking out those 2 gems, I lost about 1/3 of my DPS. Probably could have lost more and still showcased this. So again, even if you don't have as much currency, even if you don't have that much currency, you can make this build work. But it will not kill bosses until you are at that very, very high end. It should be close to the end of the breach. Probably not going to get anything that way. And yeah, there's the breach. We have 2 rare monsters left. Just kill this guy real quick.
Nowhere to run.
And then I will go over here and kill this guy real quick. And then later I'll come back and pick this stuff up. Actually, let's just assume I killed him. Alright, I won't waste it. So, yeah, let's take a look at what is going on. So, first, I think we'll take a look at the skill tree. We are running a Deadeye Ranger. So for Ascendancy, pretty basic. Your first Ascendancy is Tailwind into Far Shot. Because we have so much AoE, we want the extra damage when enemies are farther away from us. Into Extra Projectiles, into reduced damage per Tailwind. So if you do get hit, you'll take a little less damage, a little bit more survivability. We start off with Projectile Damage, into Ailments, chance to inflict ailments, get all intelligence nodes, and then very important, we have the Quiver, the increased effect gained from equipped Quiver. We'll get into this in just a moment, but all 5 of these nodes are very important. And then we just have some pathing, increased skill speed and movement speed. Movement speed is so good. The skill speed, that is just for a little bit more damage. And then with every single lightning build, lightning damage is lucky, so lightning damage is rolled twice. So if you were to hit, let's say between 1 and 10, you would roll an 8 and a 2. It would take the higher roll, the higher damage number. So much damage. We don't need to worry about these green nodes. That's for the for a different build using weapon sets. And then we go up here. Again, we don't need to worry about the green. We have lightning damage, because Spark is lightning, so we'll pick these up. So first we branch down here, we have cast speed and mana regen. This is just a little bit of damage. We come down here, we get these lightning nodes, lightning damage, attack and cast speed with lightning skills, so there's so much damage right here. We pick up this jewel slot. I'll get into jewels in just a moment. And then we have max mana, increased mana cost of skills, and this right here, 3% spell damage per 100 mana. This is so powerful. We have increased mana regeneration rate while moving. Because we are so fast, I mean, we are cruising during maps. So we can see my mana regen, 200 per second, and with the keystone we have, that's life. So 200 life regen per second. So this is very good. We have converts energy shield to mana. We'll get into that, but all of my gear has energy shield, which we convert into mana, which we convert into damage. We go over here. This is pretty standard stuff. We have increased lightning damage per intelligence. Spark is lightning. We have lightning penetration. And then we finish it off going down here. Cast speed. I actually need to get rid of this. I just realized this. If you have 1 HP, you are considered low life. So this is a huge damage increase, but since I got rid of that, since I got rid of maximum life becomes 1 immune to chaos damage, I can actually get rid of this too. And then I just come down here, and this is just elemental damage, so a little bit more DPS. We come down here, and all damage is taken from mana before life. So we have 4,130 mana, and we have 1,600 HP, so almost 6,000 effective HP. And I'm level 93, so if you are not level 93, I would recommend getting rid of probably these 6 nodes and these 4. So that'll take you to level 83. Of course, you will lose some damage, but you are a lower level. Before I get into the jewels, I will showcase what I'm wearing for gear. We have the Widow Hail, 248% increased bonuses gained from equipped quiver, which is just juicing the quiver. Now this quiver, or for a quiver, all you need is projectile speed, plus level of projectile skills, and preferably chance to pierce an enemy. Spells are not skills, so all 4 of these modifiers are not affecting Spark. It's just projectile speed, projectile skills, and pierce. And then we combine that with these nodes for bonuses gained from equipped quiver. So we have 248% here, and we have 80% here, which brings us to 328% increased bonuses gained from equipped quivers. And what that means is that if I open this, we are getting 11 levels to Spark. We're getting 2 from our amulet, 2 from the quiver itself, and then we're getting 7 levels from the 350% increased bonuses from equipped quivers. 350%, I do have 2 semi-expensive jewels that give me slightly increased bonuses gained from equipped quiver to bring me to that 350% threshold. Every 50% is going to give you 1 level. So plus 2 level, if we increase that by 50%, that would be half, so plus 1. If we double it, a 100% bonus, that would be 2 levels. So we're getting 2 levels from the amulet, 2 levels from the quiver, and 7 levels from 350% increased bonuses from equipped quiver. So powerful. And actually, if I put these on, we have almost 70,000 DPS, and take this, plus 1 level of supported lightning skills. We can see what 1 level does. Look at that, 8,000 DPS from 1 level. So each 50% increased bonuses gained from equipped quiver is so much damage. And then as for the gear itself, if you do not have the Ingenuity belt, skip getting chaos resistance on your gear, and instead go with maximum life becomes 1 immune to chaos damage. You'll have a little less maximum or total like HP, but you won't need to worry about getting chaos resist on your gear. For me, before I was running this belt that just has max mana and resistances, and I was running these 2 rings. My gloves are also a little different. I did change these for chaos resist, but I was able to res cap, and then with chaos inoculation, I was completely immune to chaos damage. And we combine that with, of course, the final barrage for just a little bit more damage. So, and you can see my DPS stays about the same. And I think this is a little more realistic, because a belt like this, 5 exalts. So all of this gear is so cheap. You can get so powerful using cheap gear. You can absolutely eviscerate maps high tier 15, 16 plus without needing to worry about dying. Of course, if you have the currency, you pop on that Ingenuity, get some juiced rings, and you do slightly more damage, but we also can refund chaos inoculation, so you get that extra HP, you get that extra mana because the Ingenuity is boosting these rings. So that is a high level option if you have the currency to spend. As for the rest of the gear, it's just rarity, mana, resistances. If you can get a little bit of life, if you have the Ingenuity so that you don't have chaos inoculation, you know, get that little bit of extra life. And then we look over here, max life, intelligence, energy shield, resistances. Life, mana, you can't get mana on a chest piece, by the way. So on the boots, life, mana, rarity, resistances. Mana, rarity, resistances. Right? Like that is it. On the ring, I have Chaos Resist because I have the Ingenuity, and then it's cast speed, mana. Over here, resistances, rarity, mana. And that, like, that's everything. And then if we just look at the jewels on the Widowhail, 6% mana on kill. That is the sustain, because we're killing so many enemies so quickly. Like, if we look at the mana that I use, again, that's HP. So now I have, you know, 2,000 HP. I can easily get 1 hit. Like, there's no way to sustain using Spark at this level without mana on kill. That's why we're running at least 2 of these, right? You can easily get a Widowhail with 2 open jewel slots for 4% mana on kill. So yeah, there's just no way to sustain this. I mean, if we look at the, you know, if we look at a standard mana flask, I mean, 200 mana per second. Like, that's not going to do anything. You absolutely need mana on kill, or the unique mana flask, which when you use it, it fully restores mana. That is 25 to 30 divines though, so that is very, very expensive. Combine that with a 20 divine ingenuity. It's just, yeah, that is like super, super high end. I would recommend the ingenuity before the mana flask because you're just going to get so much power, you're going to get so much damage, so much survivability by dropping Chaos Inoculation. As for the rest of my jewels, pretty basic. Spell damage, cast speed, preferably elemental damage. I think these are about 40 to 60, maybe 80 exalts each, so a little expensive. Again, spell damage, cast speed, that's all I have on this one. They're so powerful. Actually, if I take one of them out, yeah, I mean 3000 DPS there. Yeah, so these are pretty basic jewels. Again, spell damage, cast speed. Come down here. Projectile damage, that's all I have on this. This could easily be replaced. That's not doing a whole lot. And then spell damage, a little bit of mana regen. I can actually Exalt Slam this. So yeah, my jewels aren't even super juiced. So again, what's important is this is realistic. The one thing I didn't mention is up here we have skill effect or duration. So if we look at Spark, projectile duration 2.9 seconds. Base is 2 seconds, so we want our sparks to last longer, so they bounce more, they hit more enemies, more damage, even better for bosses. And of course, with the Ranger Deadeye, because we have Tailwind, we can see the damage stacking to almost 80,000 because we're getting 3% skill speed per stack, so that's 30%. So again, so powerful. And even if you don't have the ingenuity, right, like the damage, like you can get so much damage. And finally, we have the skill gems. So again, Spark. Ported skills have 40% less cost. I mean, this is so important. If we look at this, we can get like, what, 13, 14 sparks off. If we get rid of this, whoops. Yeah, again, mana is HP. This is necessary. We have acceleration. Again, we want the sparks to move out and kill as many enemies as possible, as quickly as possible. So if we get rid of this, it's still pretty fast. Like, you could put more damage here if you wanted to, if you have projectile speed on your quiver, because this is not slow. But if you want more, acceleration. And then it's just damage. Controlled destruction, 30% more damage with hits. We cannot deal critical hits. 25% more cast speed, and 40% more damage with spell hits. If you don't have a 5 link because they are expensive, just drop that. 59,000 damage. Again, I just did that tier 16 plus 2, right? So irradiated and corrupted. I just did that with 47,000 DPS, missing 1/3 of my DPS. Like, you could make this work with 30,000 DPS. You might struggle a little, but you're still going to eviscerate tier 15 maps, tier 16 maps easily. And then the final thing that is important, we have Archmage. If we take this off, I mean, that's the build. So it is so powerful, and this is all I'm using. Sometimes I might throw down a conductivity just to lower enemy lightning resistances if I'm fighting a boss. But this is all you need. Again, this is not going to kill like the uber endgame bosses. This is specifically for clear. If you get the ingenuity, if you get the unique mana flask, then you can kill bosses. The unique mana flask, it's so much because you can hold down your attack, do all this damage, you press one button, full mana, right? And you just keep attacking. The unique mana flask, it is so powerful, but it is also very expensive. I would prioritize the ingenuity before getting the mana flask. And with that, we've showcased the build. We've showcased the gems, the armor, the alternative armor set. If you do not have the ingenuity, again, run Chaos Inoculation. And again, I think this is just very budget friendly. Anyone can do this. It is so powerful, especially for breaches. And I definitely recommend trying out a Spark Ranger build. And with that, I hope you enjoy the build. I hope you get lots of divines. And as always, take care, everyone.